Welcome to the Main Event Sports Show. I'm your host, Haven Harrington. That's the Green-Eyed Bandit,
Rashawn
the
Myers.
60-second assassin, Rashawn Myers. We're coming to you live from the Tunerville Deli and Pizza Pub here in the heart of Old Louisville on First and Oak, right there in the corner. Come on down, hang out with us, watch a little Monday Night Football, have some great drinks, some great food, and hang out and answer questions, interact with the show, man, because we'd love to have you here. And since we're watching the NFL, you know, one of the things that you mentioned that has disturbed me about this NFL season is all the roughing the passer calls, especially the one like on Clay Matthews.
Poor Clay Matthews.
Clay Matthews has been hit 3 times this year because he's put all his weight on the quarterback. I mean, how you supposed to tackle a dude?
You're talking about the same Clay Matthews that literally, as he was tackling the quarterback, he was trying to raise his hands off so to not slam the quarterback to the ground, but by raising his hands up off of the quarterback, he put all his weight on him. So, you know, I saw a meme that a dad and a daughter did of how to have the proper tackling technique for quarterbacks, and they showed the dad run up to the little girl she was playing quarterback, and he gently scooped her and laid her on the ground while holding a pillow to put under her head as she laid onto the grass. And I mean, literally, Haven, that's where the NFL is right now. And what I've seen as a product of this continuance to basically say hands off quarterbacks is a league that doesn't even look like football anymore. It looks like some type of 7-on-7 passing academy.
Hand touch. You know, I understand what the NFL is trying to do. Because of injuries and concussion protocols, basically, they don't want to pay their players medical bills for concussion-related symptoms. That's what it all boils down to. All the safety and all the rules about tackling where you can't hit people where you can and all this other stuff. Yes, it's to make the game safer, but the bottom line is because the NFL does want to pay medical bills past a player's playing time.
Yes.
If they don't get pension, they're really not trying to pay nothing for you. That's why the NFL has barely doled out any of the $1 billion they owe some of the concussion victims right now. They're very, very slow at paying because the NFL, let's be honest, the NFL doesn't care about the players, okay? Let's just be real. Let's be real.
They care about the money.
They don't care about the players. They care about the money. And when the players got bad, when they started being lawsuits, and you started to have bad press and things of that nature, and little league kids and stop playing football because their parents don't want them to be sitting there.
NFL Hall of Famers talking about I'll never let my child play football.
Yeah. You know, guys you look at guys like Earl Campbell can barely walk.
Right.
You know, he has 2 canes, a stretcher, and a helper that he gets someplace. Nobody wants that for the kids. So the kids don't play. Less kids play youth football. NFL see the ratings going down. They're like, whoa, we got to pump the brakes. We got at least pretend like we care. Rules. Let's try that. The NFL's not fun anymore. Let's let them touchdown dance. You know, for decades, it's about end zone dancing. No, that's not professional. That's something those street people do. We don't do touchdown.
Street people.
We don't do touchdown dancing in the NFL. That's just not what we do. That's beneath us. We are a professional sport, and we don't like all that. Ratings took a dive. Here, people can choreograph whole dances. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
I thought I saw a referee doing a moonwalk after one of the guys scored. Everybody's dancing now. It's a show, man. I mean, the NFL is doing everything they can to kind of stop the hemorrhaging and the bleeding. The concussion movie definitely did not do anything to help it. But what I've seen is now they've gone so far, but
now they've gone too far.
Now they've gone too far because it's not even real football anymore.
No, you know what's turned into? The NFL has turned into college spring games.
Yes.
That's what turned into, because in college spring games, the quarterback has the yellow jersey and they can't get hit. So when the quarterback takes off running, he's sacked when he do this.
Yeah,
that's what he's sacked. I mean, if the NFL's going to have these rules to where you get close to a quarterback and you wrap him up and fall on top of him, that's a penalty because you put all your weight on him. You can't hit him low. I understand you can't hit him in the knees.
But you can't hit them high.
You can't hit them above the shoulders.
And you can't hit them hard.
You can't. So what do you do?
And you can't put your weight down on them.
I mean, literally, you might as well go ahead and just be like, two-hand touch. Like
they should make it all-time. Everybody remembers back in the day when you were a kid when they used to play all-time quarterback. Because remember, there's always only like 1 or 2 kids that could actually throw. Usually just one that could throw a football. So he was the all-time quarterback. And the rule was everybody else ran around, and whoever was all-time quarterback, all he could do was stand back there and throw the football.
But you can't cut. But you could designate one guy to count the forward.
Yeah.
And then rush him.
Yeah, but see, no, you can't do that. It's too violent.
We can
like,
touch him.
Street football is too violent.
You can't touch.
Yeah. So, like, I literally think that they should just do, like, 7-on-7 passing camp and just make it to where you can't touch the quarterbacks, they can't run, and just turn into passing camp. Because, I mean, with the way they're taking away the teeth from the defense, we've already seen this change in the NBA, to where no arm bars, no bumping, freedom of movement, blah, 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 to where now it's basically all offense. And we're seeing literally the same thing with football now. You can't have a physical defensive team like the Buccaneers or the Ravens or the New York Giants. Like, you literally can't have that anymore because you can't have that fearsome foursome of defensive linemen that are just wreaking havoc on the quarterback, hitting him because they're all going to get thrown out and fine.
You know, it used to be you would try to hit the quarterback to scare him so he'll hear those footsteps.
Yes.
But now you really can't do that anymore. Honestly, I really think maybe they should give the quarterback like the yellow jersey.
Yeah, just make it the way you can't touch him.
Give him yellow jersey and to do two-hand touch. You run up to him, you touch him, he's down.
But the only issue with that is then you're going to have every other player on the field saying, why do I have to be subjected to concussions and, you know, the violence of the game, and everything else. That guy ran dead into that wall. Wow. That looked like that hurt.
He's still down. That did hurt.
But, you know, I think that the issue that you would come down with is that there's going to be an issue where the players are going to say, why is the quarterback safety more important than the safety of everybody else?
The running back safety.
Yeah, and the linebacker safety, and the offensive and defensive lineman safety. And that's going to be the issue of what you come down to. It's a rough situation. But my thing is, if you're going to play football, let them play football. If you're not going to let them play football, then
call it something else.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And we all know what's coming. At first, it started with, you couldn't touch wide receivers after 5 yards.
Yes.
Then, you couldn't hand fight going down the field. The quarterback couldn't hand fight the wide receiver going down the field. That's not pass interference, so you can't do that. You can't touch. You only bump around within 5 yards. That happened there. And then you saw touchdowns really kind of start to escalate in the NFL because now wide receivers can get a cleaner run off the line.
Right, you can't have the Chuck rule where you just go and just be really physical with the wide receivers.
And now the other thing you're seeing now you really can't because of not so much the targeting rules, but
you can't launch yourself at the defenseless receiver. You've seen that.
The defenseless receiver. So now what you're seeing is they used to have guys that their whole job was to patrol the middle of the field, and when you had that guy run that crossing route,
Steve Atwater.
You would lay him
monster for the. I hated the Denver Broncos, but Steve Atwater was a maniac. Him and Jack Tatum were probably the two hardest hitters in the secondary I've ever seen.
And that's happened. Those guys come across the middle like El Cabal. Like, come on, you guys been knocked out, right? But you can't do that anymore.
No.
That's 15-yard penalty. See, that's legislated out the game. The NFL is trying to make this more of an offensive game, more touchdowns, more scores, because that's more exciting, and they can sell more tickets that way because they feel that people don't want to see the 85 Bears or, like you said, the Ravens.
Well, I think they say the Q ratings say that kids and adults 20 to 35 like more touchdowns. So then they say, what can we do to make more touchdowns and make it more offensive happy? It's like that fat American thing. It's like we have to make everything just kind of instant gratitude, points, scoring, and literally, I mean, that's the problem with this whole situation right now is that everything, all sports in America has basically become kind of just glorified television, reality television, and that's all they want. It's not real football anymore. It's like Tom Brady. Yeah, he he can't have an extended career because nobody can touch him. And anytime you even look at touching him, the only guy who can get hit is Cam Newton. Like, all these new rules are for everybody except for Cam Newton.
Don't apply to him.
But, I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know what the answer is. All I know is that football as it is right now is not what it used to be. And I see Ryan Fitzmagic doing his thing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I see a Kansas City Chiefs team that looks absolutely unstoppable. Patrick Mahomes.
You know what? When they drafted him, I was like, who's this Patrick Mahomes dude? Is he any good? Blah, blah, blah. Fired.
Right.
Fired.
Unbelievable. I mean, you see what Mahomes is doing. I see the Detroit Lions go out on Sunday Night Football, put a beat down on the Patriots, who are all of a sudden looking really old. They're only 1-2, and they're going to be facing off against 3-0 the Miami Dolphins. So that's kind of a reversal of, fortunes that Miami is the team that's undefeated, and the Patriots may be playing for their season next week. I mean, if they go 1-3, it's over with. But, I mean, all I see are all these teams putting up all these points, and all I can think of is this is becoming less and less football and becoming more and more Tecmo Bowl. Like, you might as well be the quarterback that runs back 30 yards and then throws the ball 70 yards down the field. Like, that's what it's become. And I am a guy who loves, the same reason I enjoy watching UK college football is the same reason I love in the NFL watching defense and running. I love defense and running the football, and basically all that's being legislated out of the game. And it's just, it's rough.
Well, the only good thing is at least the running backs are making a comeback. Running backs making a comeback. So that's a good thing. Teams are figuring out they have to run now. So that's awesome. But you're right. Some of the rules, I'm not going to lie. That whole
free Le'Veon Bell, man.
I'm going to say this. That whole putting all your weight on a quarterback, if they get rid of that rule, I'll be excited. How
about go back to letting people hit the quarterbacks that don't hit below the knee. Okay, you can't take headshots, but you never could. They took away the head slap. They took away launching yourself at the quarterback's head, but that's always been that way. But how about going back to letting them plow the quarterback? If the quarterback does not sense the blindside defensive end coming, that's on the lineman. Allow defensive players to do their job, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be guys that get hurt. I think one of the biggest reasons why so many guys get hurt early in the season now is because they don't play enough in the preseason. They don't practice nearly as hard. A lot of guys sit out OTAs. I mean, so you can't legislate injuries out of the game. We just saw Garoppolo go down for the 49ers. Injuries are going to happen, and we still play football.
It's football.
Yes.
It is what it is. Oh, and big ups to Khalil Mack, who is apparently like,
why is it every time we talk about football, you gotta bring it? You just gotta Khalil Mack is a monster, and I am really finding it hard to continue to support my Raiders. I love John Gruden, but
man, what were you thinking?
You don't trade a Hall of Fame player. Dude is like the Lawrence Taylor of his generation.
He's a beast.
And you traded away Lawrence Taylor.
He could be a Hall of Fame player at 2 different positions, linebacker, defensive end. That's crazy. A Hall of Famer at 2 different positions, and is killing it.
Khalil Mack
is through
3 games has more defensive touchdowns, interceptions, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, and
tackles for loss.
Yes, and tackles for loss. Then the whole Raiders team through the first 3 games. Good job, John. Good job. Like, you just let your ego kill. It really annoys me that the Oakland Raiders said that they had enough money to pay John Gruden $100 million, but they don't have enough money to pay Khalil Mack the $80 or $90 million that he deserved. And he is a player on the field.
But he's earned it. I mean, in his first 3 games, he's earned it.
They are trying to rationalize and reason with him why he only deserves to make $6 million this year.
Yeah, the Bears didn't think so.
Come on, man.
The Bears laughing all the way to the playoffs.
$6-8 million, whatever it is. Like, just ridiculous, man.
Just crazy. The Bear. Hey, Khalil Mack, do your thing. And show them why. Show them why they're stupid to let you go.
But trust and believe, me and the rest of Raider Nation does not support that decision. That was absolutely all John Gruden.
That was out the love of Raider Nation.
Yes, that's one of those, the thoughts and opinions of John Gruden does not represent the Oakland Raiders fans or its the black hole. It does not, because nobody understands why that deal did not get done. And the longer the season goes along, the more foolish John Gruden and that whole organization
was foolish the first game of the
season. Mark Davis, what are you doing?
It was foolish the first game of the season when man had a defensive touchdown, an interception, and a fumble recovery, and like 2 sacks on Aaron Rodgers. It was obvious then. It was like a dumb move. Right? Everybody in the NFL knew that was like stupid.
I just don't.
Nobody thought that was a good idea.
I don't get it.
Even the kicker was like, "Well, what are you doing?" And kickers don't even pay attention to football.
Well, look, this is not going to turn into our weekly Khalil Mack watch.
No. You know what? I'm talking about my Cowboys. They suck. My Cowboys are horrible. My Cowboys, what they really need is a real deep threat wide receiver. Should have got Brandon Cooks when he was available.
Yeah.
Because he needed somebody opposite Cole Beasley that could scare the defense.
I mean, the Cowboys, you talk about them, and Dak Prescott is looking like the guy that people thought Dak Prescott was at the beginning of, when he was drafted. Yeah. Now he's looking like that 3rd or 4th rounder that was just kind of a good backup is what he's looking like. And, I mean, the New England Patriots, I understand they just got Josh Gordon. They traded and picked up Josh Gordon for like a 4th or 5th round pick or whatever it was.
Good deal.
But I don't know if that's going to fix the Patriots' issues. Patriots' defense looks bad. I know they're dealing with some injuries, but
the thing is, they refuse to spend money on their team, and
Tom Brady's getting old.
And eventually, it was going to catch up with you. It was going to catch up with the fact that you don't spend money on players. You try to be cheap on everything. Now you don't have a defense. So now you depend on Tom Brady to score 1 million points. Edelman's out with the suspension. You have Gronk right now, and that's pretty much it for your wide receiver core. You have nobody else to go to. So it's kind of easy defense because you have Gronk and a bunch of bums nobody's ever heard of.
But, hey, I'm going to put this out. This is my way too early, prediction. But your Super Bowl, as of week 3,
the Rams,
will be the L.A. Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's going to happen.
So, hey, let me ask you this question. How long before the L.A. Rams and the L.A. Chargers move because nobody's attending their games and they're not making any money?
I mean, they just got to L.A. and the NFL really wants a team in L.A.
I'd say 10 years.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm going to tell you why. No team has ever survived in L.A. No football team has ever done well in L.A. The Rams, this is their second time being. I don't know why they would come back. You didn't like it the first time. Why would you come back? The Raiders tried it after that. That didn't work.
I mean, you have to win.
Nobody wants to see football in L.A.
I mean, I think that if you put a championship product out there, you win enough, they'll come. But L.A. is
still empty.
L.A. I mean, but L.A. Look at the
Chargers are 3-0.
Everybody loves the Lakers. Everybody is a Lakers fan. But guess what? When the Lakers were losing, nobody was going to the Lakers game. Everybody was going to the Clippers game. So if the Rams win,
they're winning.
That will become okay. They ain't winning enough yet. You got to win championships.
They went to the.
Let me tell you, LA girls love gold and diamonds, bro. You got to win championships. Like having a good start to a season, they don't care. You know what? You know when they'll care? When the Rams are like the number 1 seed and it's like an AFC championship game, then they will care. Then they will be there. And if you win at that point, then you can be big time like Magic Johnson coming to the game with fur coats on and having Jack Nicholson on one side and having Prince on the other side and Madonna on your arm. That's when you can do that. You ain't done enough winning yet. So the Rams got to earn that.
And Jared Goff's not going to do that anyway.
But, hey, the Rams are winning the Super Bowl. If nobody gets hurt, you heard it here first. The Rams are winning the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody beating that team. They are ridiculous.
That's kind of an easy pick, really. They
are ridiculous. I mean, it's going to be, or it could be the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs' offense looks good enough to where they may be able to give that Jacksonville Jaguars defensive run, I'm still going to go with Jacksonville just because they are that type of team that wins in the playoffs. And I don't know if I can trust that Kansas City Chiefs offense to continue to play at that level, but they are looking like the old school St. Louis Rams right now. But it is entertaining. A lot of these teams, it's new blood, it's new teams doing well. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but those are my early picks. Those are the teams that have really impressed me. The Eagles, not so much. They look a little shaky right now, but hey.
Wentz is back.
We'll see.
We'll see when he gets to rust out what happens. But hey, thanks for tuning in to the Main Event Sports Show. If you have any questions, man, tell us what you think about this whole roughing the passer controversy and these horrible rules. I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments below. Like the video. Please subscribe. And don't forget, go to maineventsports101.com. Thanks for tuning in. Because without you, this cannot happen. Peace.